Imagine declaring war on birds. Now imagine losing that war. Sounds ridiculous, right? Well, in 1932, the Australian military armed themselves with machine guns and went to battle against emus. And somehow the birds won. This is the story of one of history's most embarrassing military defeats, the Great Emu War. After World War I, the Australian government encouraged veterans to become wheat farmers in Western Australia. They promised these soldiers land, support, and a fresh start. But there was one problem nobody anticipated: emus. These massive, flightless birds stand over 6 feet tall and can run at speeds of up to 30 miles per hour. And in 1932, over 20,000 of them decided to migrate straight through the farmland, destroying crops and devastating the livelihoods of these struggling farmers. The farmers were desperate. They pleaded with the government for help. And the government's solution? Send in the military. In November 1932, the Australian Defence Force deployed soldiers armed with Lewis machine guns. The mission seemed simple: eliminate the emu threat. The military was confident. After all, these were trained soldiers with automatic weapons against birds. But emus are not your average birds. They're intelligent, fast, and surprisingly tactical. When the soldiers opened fire, the emus didn't panic like expected. Instead, they scattered into small groups, making them nearly impossible to hit. Their thick feathers acted like armor, absorbing bullets that should have been fatal. The first major engagement was a disaster. The soldiers set up an ambush near a waterhole where emus gathered. They waited for the perfect moment, opened fire, and managed to kill only a handful of birds before the rest scattered at lightning speed. In another attempt, the military tried mounting a machine gun on a truck to chase down the emus. But the rough terrain made accurate shooting impossible, and the clever birds simply outran and outmaneuvered them at every turn. After 6 days of combat, the military had fired thousands of rounds but killed fewer than 1,000 emus. The commanding officer reported that the emus had developed guerrilla warfare tactics, operating in small units that made targeting difficult. He even compared their resilience to tanks, saying if we had a military division with the bullet-carrying capacity of these birds, it would face any army in the world. By early December, the mission was called off. It was an absolute embarrassment. The media had a field day, with newspapers mocking the military's defeat. One ornithologist sarcastically suggested that the emus should be awarded medals, since they'd won every engagement. The emu population? Barely affected. They continued raiding farms for years afterward. Several more culling attempts were made, but none were officially called war again. The government eventually resorted to a bounty system, paying farmers to kill emus themselves. The Great Emu War remains one of the most bizarre military operations in history. It's a reminder that sometimes nature just refuses to cooperate with human plans. And in this case, a bunch of big, flightless birds proved that superior firepower doesn't always guarantee victory. The final score? Emus. 1. Australian military, 0. Please like and subscribe to our channel Bizarre Stuff for more bizarre content from history. Don't forget to share this video to your friends and family who are into bizarre stuff as much as you are.